Hello, dear students. Good morning. This is Mr. Swot, and we are going basically to talk about entrepreneurship, paper 3. There are 3 sections in this paper. Section A, which is all about the case study. Section B, which is school business clubs. And section C, which is all about field trip and field attachment. Since the other time we talked about field trip with Mr. Sejemba, allow me today introduce the concept of field trip. So we are on field trip. In your summary books, can you please pick your pen and together with a book and write field trip. That's what we have. The subject is entrepreneurship. Our course code for the paper is 230/3. When you talk about field trip, there is a lot here that we are going to talk about you as learners and you as entrepreneurs. We have quite a lot that we are going to talk about when we talk about field trip as a concept. In this case, each and every school that is offering entrepreneurship education must conduct or carry out a field trip. And this is a scenario where you visit a given business and learn about how things are done, how things are being handled in each and every department or section of that business. So it is mandatory and it is compulsory for each and every school to visit at least a business of their own choice. Learners must be accompanied with their teachers, and some questionnaires are supposed to be developed in advance before you going there for any given field trip. I want us to look at the information to be looked out for. The information to be looked out for when you are conducting the field trip. Which information? Information to be looked out for. When you are conducting the field trip. Here we talk about quite a number of issues. The first component to put in mind is the general description of the business. You have to put in mind and not the general description of a business. Where we are heading to, I'll give you each component in a detailed format. But let us first outline the key issues one must note when visiting a given business. The other component, we look at the layout of the business. How is that business arranged in form of infrastructures, in form of other facilities? That one is also very crucial. Then, marketing strategies. How are the products or goods and services provided by that given enterprise put on market? Which marketing activities can you talk about? Which marketing techniques and strategies does the business employ? That one is also very crucial as far as end paper 3 is concerned. Then we have to look at the problems faced by that business together with the challenges, and possibly how those problems are solved or overcome. Then the other concept, contribution of the business to the society. That is also very crucial. We are looking at the things one must note when conducting a field trip. So we are talking about the contribution of the business. That is yet another key issue to note. Contribution of the business to the community. Mind you, that contribution might be a little bit positive or negative. Then the hazardous substances. Hazardous substances. And how they are managed. That one is also very crucial. So basically, that is some of the information that you can put in mind when conducting field trip or when you are on your field trip exercise. You look at each and everything concerning that given business. All right, having got the key issues to note when you are conducting field trip, please let us now start by looking at the objectives. Why should a group of students, or why should somebody who is offering entrepreneurship conduct a field trip? That is where we are now getting to objectives of the field trip. Objectives of the field trip. Objectives of the field trip. Field trip has got a number of objectives, okay? But in these objectives, one must be smart enough. The objective is supposed to be specific and clear. It is not a matter of stating any given objective that will come on your way. We have 4 standard objectives for our field trip. The first one is to introduce ourselves. If you are one, myself, the field of business, or to the field of business research, or to the field of research. That is one of the key objectives as to why students normally conduct a field trip, just to introduce themselves, you learners, to the field of research. The other objective, to relate theory. You want to relate theory to the practical work. To relate theory to the practical work. That is yet another objective. In class, you normally talk about theory, but when you visit a given business, you witness practically what is started about or what is talked about theoretically from the classroom environment. Therefore, the second objective as to why we conduct field trip is to relate the theory learned in class to more of the practical work. The other one is to see what takes place in the enterprise. To see what takes place in the enterprise visited with your naked eyes. You witness and see whatever that is going on in any given enterprise. Therefore, we normally conduct a field trip in order to see what takes place or what is taking place in any given business enterprise. And finally, to expose ourselves to the business world. To expose ourselves to the business world. We want to expose ourselves to the business world. It is through field trip that learners will always get exposed to the business world. So that is the first key issue to look at. Whenever we are talking about field trip, learners, let us first master the objectives of the field trip. And these are the reasons as to why we conduct field trip in any given setting or in any given enterprise that you'll be visiting. One, you want to introduce yourself to the field of research. That is clear. Number two, to relate the other theory learned from class to practical work. Then the other one, you want to see what takes place in any given business. And finally, to expose ourselves to the business world. There are four objectives as to why we conduct a field trip as far as the Paper 3 Entrepreneurship Education is concerned. Okay, so that is our Roman numeral 1. We have discussed the objectives of the field trip. So in your summary books, please learners, can you please note down those objectives? Please treat them seriously, for they are highly examinable. Those are the standard objectives as to why you conduct field trip. Then the other component we are going to look at is the general description of the business visited. The general description of the business visited. Remember, the concept is a field trip. I want us to describe that business being visited. Let us look at the general description. Now, the general description has got components. When we are discussing school business clubs, the teacher must have hinted on the concept of a general description. We are using the same components, but what is going to change here are the examples or the evidence or the proof. That one is going to change a bit. Then the other thing I did not talk about is the tense. Here we are going to use the present tense. Why? Because this business is still in existence. Field trip businesses are still in existence. So the tense is going to be a present tense. Let us not talk about a past tense in this case when dealing with the business trip issues. Okay, members, the general description. General description of the business visit. General description of the business visit. We have a number of elements of the general description. Number one, let us first list down the elements. Then we are going to learn how to fix in examples. Number one is the business name and address. The other component, we shall talk about business location. Another component, we are going to talk about the goods and services. Goods or services provided by the business. Okay? The other component, I want us to look at the purpose. The purpose of the business. Purpose is highlighted by 3 elements. There we shall write the vision, mission, goals, and objectives. Okay? Any of those ones will give us what we call the purpose. The other one is the source of funds. We shall talk about the source of funds. That is money. The other component, dear learners, we shall talk about when we are dealing with our general description is the target customers. Who are the customers? Target customers of the business. Then, description of assets of the business, okay? Together with the period when, or the date when the business was established. Those are some of the key issues as far as the general description is concerned. Now, let us go practical. Let us go practical. Right? Sample of a general description of the business. Sample of the general description of a business. Let us now learn how to write the general description using these key issues that I've given you. I want us to go more practical. Write a sample of a general description for any business of your choice. Okay? For any business of your choice, I want us to develop a general description. Any business of our choice, let us develop a general description. That one will help us to understand deeply the meaning of a general description and how to write a general description. Number one, the general description. Let us assume any business. For example, for Amagara Bakery and Company Limited, the general description for Amagara Bakery and Company Limited. You can even put in Turkey Bakery. You can even put any bakery of your choice. Okay? Business name and address. Business name and address. Put a full stop or comma. What will please give us the business name? You have said it is Amagara Bakery. Amagara Bakery. Okay? Amagara Bakery. Yeah? P.O. Box 2 Mitiana. This one is now the name and address talked about. In this sense, Amagara and Bakery, this is the evidence for our concept of a business name and address. P.O. Box 2 Mitiana or Ubende. The component is business name and address, comma. What was that business name and address? Amagara Bakery, P.O. Box 2, Kampala or Misiana. So the moment you give the real name, you have defended your component called name and address, and thereby giving what we call evidence in paper 3. The evidence is now clear here. The evidence is Amagara Bakery, P.O. Box 2 Mitiana. That is the business name and address. The other concept is business location. Business location. Where is that business located? Okay? Where is that business located? The business is located in Nalukolongo. If you use the Kampala as the box number, post address, it is located in Nalukolongo. Poloti 220. Rubaga Division, Kampala District. That one is a clear location. In this case, we are emphasizing the issue of the district, probably the division. You can even put the plotting number if it is urban based. That one is always important. So that is the location. The moment you read and go through that location, you can easily reach out to that business. So we are saying it is located in Nalukolongo. The moment you visit Kampala, look for Rubaga Division, go to where there is Nalukolongo in Kampala district. There, the location of the business will always be clear. Then the purpose. Let us look at the purpose of the business. We are now putting in evidence. What is the purpose of that given business? I said the purpose is given by 3 or 4 elements: vision, mission, goals, and objectives. Okay? How are you supposed to write a vision? A vision. Businesses have got different visions depending on the business visited. For example, to maximize potential of local products within the local market. That is a vision. Somebody can even put to be the leading supplier of bread, since it is a bakery, to be the leading supplier of bread in Kampala district. Mission. Mission, you can talk about the profitable growth. We are aiming at profitable growth by supplying our customers with the finest quality products through innovative and committed workforce. Our mission is to improve on people's welfare through provision of high quality products like cakes and bread. That is also a mission. Objectives. These ones are supposed to be smart. Okay? To increase the sales by 30% in 6 months. To open up more other 2 branches in 7 months. To produce quality products for the entire market. Those are some of objectives of the business. All those ones handle one component per purpose. All those ones handle one component. Objectives, they are more or less the same with the goals. The only difference is in the time frame. The goals take quite a long period of time, usually 1 year and above. But they can be looking at the same concept. For example, to increase profits by 10%, by 30% in 2 years, that is a goal. Remember, we had given profitability and the sales in the first case when we are looking at objectives. So these ones, the difference is in the time frame. Objectives are given always in months, and our goals take years. Then the other element, the goods and services produced. Goods or services produced by the business you are talking about. That is where now you stress the products offered. The business offers bread, cakes, cookies, buns, and sometimes water and training services to students. Since it is a bakery, that is what is offered at that business. Then the moment you give out the bread, cakes, cookies, buns, and others, okay, there you are becoming much more practical and you are giving the evidence that is yearned for in paper 3 entrepreneurship education. Source of funds to be another element. Where did the business secure money? Source of funds or capital. Okay? Capital was generated from the past savings of the or the personal savings of the entrepreneur or the owner of the business. Here you select one source or two. If it was generated through sale of shares to other businesses, highlight the sale of shares. If it was through family contribution, please go ahead. If it was through securing a business loan from the bank, it is okay. And there you'll have also given the evidence for source of funds. Period of commencement or establishment. That is the date when the business was commenced. The business was established on 10th December 1945, in 2000. Here what is important? The date, the month, and the year when the business was commenced or established. Then we have nature or ownership of the business. We are talking about nature stroke ownership. Nature or ownership. You can start by saying it is a manufacturing business and operates as a private limited company. Manufacturing but operating as a private limited company. That is enough as far as nature of business stroke business ownership. And finally, you can talk about description of assets and premises. You can also talk about assets plus the premises. These are the buildings where you are operating from. The business has got 2 warehouses, 2 stores, and 2 vehicles used in the transportation purposes. Those are assets. And you have indeed described the assets and the premises. And finally, this one is a little bit wide. Swot analysis. Swot analysis. We have to talk about the SWOT analysis. SWOT is very broad. Like the name suggests, SWOT. You have to talk about strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and finally threats. SWOT is very broad. Talks about the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. These first 2 are from within the business. Strengths and weaknesses, they are from within the business and either positively or negatively affect our business. Then, opportunities and threats, these ones do come from outside the business. They also possess a positive and a negative contribution. For example, opportunities are good for the business. Threats are bad. For these ones, will automatically lead to business failure. Before I conclude the element of the general description, please allow me extensively talk about SWOT. Okay? Let me give you a sample of how to write SWOT analysis. I said you can begin with the strength of the business, or include 1. We enjoy our own transport section. Price leadership. Our prices are generally favorable to our customers. Then we have economies of scale. We have a very big market share. That one is under the strengths. Weaknesses, failure to control the turnover. However, our workers are never stable. They normally come and quit. Okay? Poor managerial skills within the business. Those are weaknesses. Opportunities would include the following. Those ones are coming from outside, but they positively contribute to our business. There is a presence of a very big market. For example, in Karamoja, where our products are normally highly demanded. That market that is there in Karamoja, that normally demands highly for our products, it is an opportunity that needs some more exploitation. Increasing the amount of dividends for profitable investment. Peaceful political business environment. That is yet another opportunity that you can exploit as an entrepreneur. So that is an opportunity. However, we have got threats. Threats, those are the ones that pose danger to our business. For example, stiff competition, theft and burglary, price fluctuation, delays in the supply of raw materials. Those ones negatively affect our business. Yet, the entrepreneur has no or has little control over them. They do come from outside the business. So, in any case, be careful, dear students. They might just pick up a given section in the general description and they examine you in that. For example, they can ask you, write the SWOT analysis for the business visited during your field trip. We don't want this other detailed form of presentation. Just concentrate on SWOT analysis. Write the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats of a business. That one will be far much better. Or else, somebody can ask you to write the mission, goals, and objectives of the business. That is also in line with a general description. So before you start even answering that question for the general description, you have seen we have qualified a number of elements, but look at the marks allocated first. Look at the marks allocated first. Okay? Then, just present only items that match with the marks allocated. For example, if they have allocated 4 marks, then give us 4 components of a general description. Ignore the rest. Do not write whatever that is presented under a general description. Yes, we shall mark all, but allocate you only 4 marks. And that's why in paper 3, students normally complain about time. Time wasn't enough. Time is not enough. No. Learn how to budget for the little time allocated for paper 3. So that is our general description. Hope you have been noting down. At this moment, please allow me also talk about another concept that is none other than the layout. The layout, the plant layout of the business visited. Let us also look at the plant layout. Description of the layout of the business. Description of the layout of the business visited. Of the business visited. There are two questions that can be generated from the layout. One, I can ask you to describe the layout of the business visited. Two, prepare the layout of the business visited. The layout has got elements or components. One, let us begin with the frame, and we are going to illustrate each. The frame. Number 2, we have what we call entrance and exit. We have entrance and exit gate. When you enter, you must come out. That's why we have provision of the entrance and exit gate. Then in serious businesses, we have security office. Security office. Security office, there we can even put the reception. Security office is for reception. The other element, parking yard. We have the parking yard. That is another element, or parking area. We have administration block. Sorry, for security, we can use block reception here. Administration block, admin block, or reception. That is another key element. Okay? We have employee facilities room. Employee facilities room or section. We have maintenance room. Hope you are noting down. The other section, you can also put inspection room. We have emergency outlets. We have warehouse or stroke store. Then we talk about utilities section. That is where we have got water and power source. The utilities section. Utilities, those are the services needed to support your business. For example, water, generator or power source. And finally, waste disposal ground or point. Now, if the question is, describe the layout of your business, you start entrance and exit gate. This is where visitors normally access the business and live at their own will. Parking yard. This is where the cars for visitors are normally parked. Administration block stroke reception. This is where administrators of the business normally sit, and the reception section. Employee facilities. This one is very broad. This is where we even get things to do with the places of convenience or toilets and others, or where employees normally change, keep their belongings and others. Could be it is a toilet together with a store. So that is one key issue to note as far as the layout is concerned. Then, if they ask us to prepare the layout, what are we supposed to do? Let us conclude with the preparation of the layout. Okay? In reference with the business visited, prepare the layout. This is what we ought to do. This is our entrance and exit gate. This is the frame I talked about. Okay? Okay? We have different facilities here. We have different facilities here. This one can be the security checkpoint. Our parking yard, somewhere here, parking yard. Then you can put administration block. Okay? The dining hall, where we normally go for meals. Okay? Then employee facilities, toilets, washrooms, somewhere here. These are employee facilities. Do not put the employee facilities near the dining hall, the toilets. The dining hall is supposed to be somehow far from the employee facilities for hygiene issues. Then we have the disposal ground, waste disposal ground. That pit posted right in the corner there. So this one is called a description of a plant a preparation of a plant layout. But if we are asked to describe, we have to mention the key element and we explain what is meant by that key element. What is the function of that key element? Allow me to just stop here for a while. We shall pick up from there next time. Once again, I'm Teacher Ziwa Bashir, your entrepreneurship education teacher.